And we're fuck it. You already know that at this point we're live. So let's just move on. Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of TAWcast and Pals.
What up?
What up? Y'all know the rules of this show. And if you saw the title, you know exactly what we're going to do.
What was the title again?
Oh, the November Roundup?
Oh, right.
Alright, so can't believe we're like 7 episodes so far.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that this year is almost about to be over.
Yeah, the sooner the better.
Yeah, please let it be over because this year has been draining. I already had to deal with so much bad stuff this year.
That's it. Let's see. For me, it was mostly stress throughout September.
Yeah, like it's already bad enough we had to deal with a lot of YouTube drama this year.
Mm, yep. Yeah, especially from some jackasses. I'm not gonna say his name.
Though I'm pretty sure we know which ones we're talking about.
Yep.
Hello, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hello. I can't wait for this year to be over either.
This year, like I said, I just want 2025 to happen because I can't live 2024 anymore.
At this point, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, like seriously though, it's become more demotivating every day to even be on the internet because I have so much paranoia, depression, so many things. But I guess doing this podcast does at least give us spark a little bit of joy in us.
Yeah. Like there were some moments of joy earlier this year, like like the whole thing with Rebecca Starlight getting exposed, as well as me getting back into the hang of making videos after my situation this year.
Yeah, I guess that's about the bright spots we can give this god awful year. Anyways, let's just wait until we get to our usual co-hosts to come in to hopefully do what we do best: the collections, pickle treasures, and of course the roundups for all the movies, as well as maybe doing a most and least anticipated movies of 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a few, but few so far making out of my head.
Yeah, you can also include some shows that may come out next year. 2025 better be better.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Because I don't want to go through another draining year like this year has been.
Heck, back in last year, I was getting mentally exhausted from seeing the writer and actor strikes. That was mentally exhausting for me.
Yeah.
In all honesty, to be completely honest, the second half of last year was the happiest that I've been since 2019 because 2019 was one of the best years of my life, but 2024 it immediately started going downhill for me as soon as January 15th happened.
Yeah, like as soon as the end of January started to happen, that's where all the bad stuff started to really dwindle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I already had to get sick a few times, and February, especially February and August, July of 2024 were probably the worst months I had to live in. So
My worst months were the second half of January, February, and March.
Let's see. My worst months would have to be September and the beginning of October. It was a stressful time. I had to get ready for a friend's wedding, and then I got COVID on Canadian Thanksgiving.
In regards to me, the movie and cartoon fan knows exactly what happened to me as well as the fact that as well as the fact that I was constantly under a lot of fear and paranoia, and even when trying to get away from those people that were stressing me out, they were trying to find a way to weasel their way back into stressing me out. And by late March, I was just done caring about them at this point.
I don't blame you.
All right. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that at least we have Christmas, and that's apparently the happiest time of the year.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hope.
I do have an upcoming review that is being edited by Sam V. That is a positive review. Like earlier this month, I did put out another review, which is negative, admittedly, but it was one that people were looking forward to for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, because this year is almost about to be done, I think it's time to say is that so let's try to bring it back to being positive for a change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all came to have fun, and we all came to bring some laughs to our audience.
Yep, that's true.
The only times we ever got this negative is the unrelated streams we've have. The ones we did on either on Zayd and Trolls Band Together Fan 2001. Regarding Zayd's comeback and the recent outings of Alex with what he did to Harry Thomas.
Ugh.
And also him showcasing the fact that his apology to Harry Thomas was insincere. Like, it was already a bad apology, but with the context of him still going after Harry, that just makes the apology age like sour milk.
Yep, that's true.
All right.
And there's also we had to deal with some giant jackass who was at their me movie and cartoon fan and Razor Rex.
Yeah, I think we all know which person, right, who we're talking about. But we don't want to. Let's not mention him before he comes into the comments trying to attack me again and you as well, and maybe Sean.
I already blocked him.
Even that's honestly a good idea, because this earlier this month, a former friend who tried to put my life in danger finally deleted his Discord account, which thank goodness for that, because if he were to try and go after me again, he could use the things that he sent personally to me, and even what I send to him as a way to attack me when because of the fact that he got extremely personal with me, that made me feel extremely uncomfortable.
Oof.
All right, so I think it's time for, I guess, just to get this one out of the way in case Master doesn't come up again, because I might as well give my thoughts on this particular episode, because I want to add a little bit of a review in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll start early with the hell of the recent episode to review, because at least for me, because I want to add a show review. Hopefully next year we do a tier list for Friendship is Magic soon, because I'm currently on the verge of revisiting that show later on this next year.
Mm-hmm.
As well as other shows like SpongeBob, The Loud House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And speaking of indie projects, the next episode of The Amazing Digital Circus is coming up in a few days.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll start with my own review for the Hell of a Boss episode Mastermind, and just to get that one early, because let me see. All right, I have my Discord, so I have it in notes. All right, so Mastermind. It's one of those episodes that's really hard to talk about, because there are so many thoughts I have about this episode and so many conflicting opinions I have with it. On the one hand, I love seeing a lot of this show's characters make a return, aside from Cherub for whatever reason, which should have helped their subplots in Full Moon have a lot more meaning. On the other, this is probably still his best portrayal in the show, as even after the events of Apology Tour, he was still loyal to Blitzo, which I kind of appreciate. How just because even in spite of that moment, but though at the same time, can someone explain to me that if this takes place before or after their falling out? The song itself was really good, and that ending was quite the stinger. Though the episode does have several missed opportunities regarding the mastermind himself, I also wish they managed to see that all sides were flawed in one way or another. It would have been a lot more nuanced that way. It didn't matter who was right, they contributed in one way or another. Another missed opportunity is definitely Octavia. She should have had a bit more presence as well as Fizz, but that's a different story for probably the next episode. Does Stella even really love Octavia? Because we hardly see much of interaction with them, as opposed to Luna in this episode and Queen Bee, even if the one right now is a bit smaller. That she does care about Blitzo in spite of her exterior saying otherwise. I said this about Oops, and I'll say it again. The timeline of this show is whack. It's hard to fully judge this episode as either good or bad because there are so many things that both work for and against this episode, and probably the show as a whole. I'd put this slightly above Seeing Stars. Maybe my thoughts on Mastermind will change with time, but these are just my thoughts for now.
Well, there is something that we can all agree on. Regardless of what we think about that episode, it's always going to be better than Unhappy Campers.
Objective fact. Like, you have to try really hard to be worse than that episode. Like, it's probably the worst episode of a good cartoon, for me at least.
Like, at least the Cherubs from season 1 had some funny moments in spite of the sour ending.
Plus, the worst that Cherub was just boring. Unhappy Campers was just painful all around. Oh yeah, thank you, Dad Master Wilk. And Luna unironically called Blitz Dad heals my soul, which admittedly I actually kind of did smile a little bit. And Satan's design was great too. And Cherub had loop-de-goop-de. Yeah, I can see what you're saying about this, Dad. It doesn't so. Yeah, so far in season 2, the worst episode is pretty obvious. When I do the ranking, I don't think you'll be surprised what the worst episode will be because we all agree on that.
Exactly.
All right. So with that out of the way, because Ethan is not showing up right now, I don't know why. All right. So, do we have any more thoughts before we get to the actual stuff?
I
got
nothing on my end.
All right. So I think we can. Should we just do the collection minutes first?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Let's do a bit of collection minute for a little while because I think that's part of the course. So for my collection, first of all, this is what I got.
A Woody Pez dispenser.
Yep, it's a pen. And secondly, what's in here? I have a lot of these. I actually got a few of these recently, Lego figures. Because I like Legos too much.
Okay, Thad Master 7. That's understandable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Sad if you can't be able to join. All right. So, with that out of the way, yeah. Does anyone else have anything for their collection?
Not really.
Sorry about that. I had to get something. Okay. Okay.
Until Dawn.
I had this for about 5 years. About let's see, since 2016, I believe. Sorry, my math's a bit off. I'm actually looking forward to the movie. I am curious to see what they bring to the table. But they got Peter Stormare back for the Dr. Hill, and this actually expanded my lore on the Wendigo more than the Marvel comics. They're not just hairy monsters that the Hulk and Wolverine fought.
All right. So yeah, that's about all. Because all right. So I think we can safely say things have been pretty slow so far. We're 15 minutes in. So I think it's time for another bit of a talk because we initially didn't want to leave this out, but yeah. So apparently, 2020. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit fun to see how 2025 will come out. Hopefully, YouTube drama will be reduced.
Here's hoping.
I mean,
because 2024 has been extremely exhausting for me and a lot of people.
All right, so 2024. All right, so let's begin with something that it's taking a bit of while for either Rex or. So let's just begin with something. So I think we could just start a bit of the reviews. But should we wait? What is this? My 2024 was no walk in the park either. Trust me, we all hate it. We don't blame you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first movie we're reviewing for November?
Oh, the first movie we're reviewing, I would say we would wait, but since we didn't want to feel like breaking it up, like we did with the October roundup, I think we should just go over the ones we can come with that we have that none of our crewmates have sat through. Thankfully, Ethan and hopefully Razor didn't watch this, so that way we can at the very least. So that way, at the very least, we can be able to get it out quicker. So I think it's only fair that the first review for the reviewing hour. Let's just get this one earlier out so we can help it. So ready?
That was dog shit. Shit, we can all agree on that.
Yeah, because we all watched it and the other two didn't.
Heck, it took me days to watch that film.
That film was the epitome of bad, but god dang, it's just so intriguing. It's just a mindfuck of bad that I can't quite put it on the worst of the year list. Like, everything about it is terrible.
Okay, I love Sandy Cheeks, and she deserves better than this.
Yeah, the story confusing as heck, the comedy horrendous, the animation, while it looks fine in some parts, looks like it definitely looked like it was on a TV budget.
Yep, and it's funny how it got leaked online, and Netflix and Paramount did not care. That's how bad it is.
Well, they did take down the leaks a few hours after it got leaked, but the damage was already done.
Yeah, honestly, have better security, guys.
Yeah, and it happened again with the Plankton movie.
Oh gee, it's like
they
saw. Oh, what? They saw Sony's Spider-Man universe and thought, "Hey, I can do that too."
Seriously though, Nickelodeon, Netflix, please do a better job of keeping these hidden and secretive. Apparently, I heard Spellbound got leaked.
Yeah. Jeez, I didn't watch that either. But for God's sake, Netflix, get better security and promote your crap.
If only Coyote versus Acme got leaked.
That Sandy's father actually came back in the new stop motion Christmas special. All I can say is I just hope it's better than this.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
It's already gonna be. It's a stop motion Christmas special, so it's gotta be better, right? We loved It's a SpongeBob Christmas. We loved Legend of Bikini Bottom. So I guess we have that.
That's you.
Yeah.
And they got Johnny Knoxville in this. Like, I could rather watch him do Jackass stunts in Jackass 5 than be in this.
Yeah. It's one of those films that I'm surprised even came out. I guess it's a 2 out of 5, but that's just me being generous because
I give it
on the Run. I like Sponge on the Run. At least this one wasn't boring. Whereas Sponge on the Run was kind of forgettable. Whereas at least I'm willing to remember this movie, even if I do think that this is a worse movie than Sponge on the Run. Objectively speaking, it's trash of the highest order. And yet it somehow doesn't even make my worst of the year list. In fact, so far it's not even made my dishonorable mention. So,
heck, I consider it worse than Unfrosted, and I sat for that movie. I said this in my review. I'm going back to Seinfeld reruns after this.
Yeah. So yeah, 2024 was definitely a hit or miss year for animated movies. Yeah, definitely a miss for the mainstream, but a bit of a hit for indie darlings, as we'll talk about a few of those on here.
Let's see it.
Inside Out 2 was very good.
Yeah, but until the crunch time news came in.
Yeah, but I don't think we should let that ruin the film. So hey, at least there's not. So
hey, we got that anime Lord of the Rings comes out this week.
Yeah, and it's gonna be good. We need more anime and adult animated films in theaters.
Not Sausage Party. We don't need those.
Yeah, because Seth Rogen sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, in other words, this movie is bad, and yet me and Sean didn't hate it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I hate it, and okay, whoever came up with the idea of having SpongeBob tickle feet, did you not even see the Dan Snyder controversy? Hell, seriously, Nickelodeon, do something about it.
Well, here's something to bring up. Since the movie was leaked in January of 2024, that was 2 months before the Quiet on Set documentary came out.
I keep forgetting that. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think I have the strength to watch it, but I'm on the side. But I'm fully against Dan Snyder.
Fuck Dan Snyder.
Yep.
They literally had a foot logo at one point in their history.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Also, SpongeBob sniffs poop.
Did someone look at I'm guessing someone saw the live action Pinocchio remake and thought, hey, let's do that. Oh, God. And he liked it.
All right. So, yeah, Stadium Bikini Bottom. Watch it. We don't care. At least it'll be remembered for the greatest leak of all time.
Yep.
Damn right.
Freakalodian, your TV network. Freakalodian, the place for kids. Freakalodian.
Though I can't say the same for Cartoon Network. They're still simping over Teen Titans Go.
But hey, at least they don't have freaks in there.
Well,
except for Joel Vickerman.
Except for that guy who created Magic Sword, but that's a different story.
But then again, that was all on her creepiness.
Yeah.
And Kylie Carosa, who has basically kept all of his stuff under wraps for years until it came out in 2024 that he did all of that stuff.
Hell, they don't even have as much creeps in there. They barely have any.
Hey, that's true. That's sadly true.
All right. So the next film is from Ryan.
Oh yes, I own that one on Blu-ray, and I saw that one on Vudu. It's fucking fantastic.
The Peasants? I haven't seen it.
It's an adult animated movie that uses oil paint.
Oh, that's actually pretty inventive. That's inventive.
Don't get me started on the fucking ending.
Rather not.
All right, Ethan. All right, yeah, The Peasants. Yeah, it's a bit like Loving Vincent, isn't it?
I own both on Blu-ray. And the fact that it has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes is just fucking pathetic.
Then again, it's Rotten Tomatoes. They think Big Mouth is a masterpiece.
And not to mention either, they gave the abomination that we don't speak of, that Netflix movie, a positive score.
Don't forget She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is whack.
Yeah. They think twerking is cinema. Oh, good.
Fuck. The Peasants is the movie that I guess we should say it's a movie that Ryan feels like it needs to be talked about more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if that's it for The Peasants.
Oh, wait. I forgot to show you the Rotten Tomatoes page. It's pretty fucking pathetic, really.
The Peasants.
Yo, look at that.
59.
What kind of score is that for a movie that looks very well made? For a well-made movie, this score is really pathetic.
Tell that to Princess.
Huh. Well, at least from the movies I've seen, at least.
All right, so enough with The Peasants. Time for a better animated film with little penguins. Puffin Rock and the New Friends.
Never seen it.
Never saw it.
Are you familiar with the Puffin Rock show?
No.
I've heard of its existence.
It's made by Cartoon Saloon.
Ah, that explains why it's good in the first place.
Yeah. Puffin Rock and the New Friends it's a charming movie. First off, I love that we have a narrator who actually talks like a narrator and actually, doesn't talk down to its audience and actually is able to communicate with the story. Secondly, Isabella is a pretty neat character to watch. Like, yeah, she committed the mistake of moving the eggs when she was in that, even though she didn't really know that was a no on Puffin Rock. And and the movie's just overall a charming, pleasant experience that you can just watch. It's on Tubi in case you're wondering. So I do think it's one I do think that people should see more of. But if you like charming, cute stuff, you'll like Puffin Rock and the New Friends. If you're a fan of Cartoon Saloon, you'll like it about the same. All right, so the next one is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Shit, never saw it.
It's a film that was directed by Guy Ritchie and stars Superman.
Harry Cavill.
Yeah, and this movie is like a bit like what Guy Ritchie's version of Inglourious Bastards, and it's every bit as fun as it is to watch.
I'll definitely check. I'll definitely give it a watch when I can.
As someone who has never really been a big Guy Ritchie fan, this one was a pretty fun movie to watch. And it's definitely the movie I decided to watch on Veterans Day, too. Which is fitting.
The last Guy Ritchie movie I saw was Aladdin. That was mixed bag for me.
Yeah. And it's certainly one of the better Lionsgate movies of this year.
It's sad that Lionsgate ended up releasing two of the worst films that bombed harder than Oppenheimer's bomb.
Well, they had this, White Bird, and Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
And yet
people have overlooked those.
Because Lionsgate decided to delay Whitebird for 2 years, and yet they were too happy and proud to release something like
Borderlands.
board turd trash, and
Ugh.
the Crow remake nobody asked for,
and the Strangers.
and Jeff Wadlow's Imaginary. Yeah,
I mean,
those movies, Sherlock Holmes films, I did like from Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, I like those Sherlock Holmes movies as well.
It's just when are we gonna get a third movie?
I don't know. I
What's up, guys?
Hey, John.
What's up, Ethan?
Hello.
Not much.
All right, so
Oh yeah. One of the movies I'm excited for this month is an adult animated movie that is going to be coming next week.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So
I'm going to that. Fuck Craven the Hunter.
All right,
Wait,
so
I'm going to go ahead and show off what I got recently.
Okay, go ahead.
I got 2 4Ks on Wednesday. Alien Romulus
Ooh,
and The Wild Robot.
nice.
one of the best films of the year.
Nice.
I still need to watch Wild Robot. I've been slacking lately.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go over my naughty and nice of the show.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Here we go. My naughty of the show. All right.
Yo.
Hey.
All right. My naughty of the show is my naughty of the show, folks, is without a doubt Alien Resurrection.
Oh yeah, I can't blame you there. That was awful.
What is it with franchises like The Matrix, Alien, and Halloween having Resurrection in their titles, and they ended up being probably the worst of their franchise?
Yeah.
Didn't Halloween Resurrection have that? Yeah, don't put Resurrection in your title. That means it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like that's just as much of an unlucky circumstance as a lot of animated films taking place in space, because there are a lot of bad animated movies that are basically set in space.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Alien Resurrection. Where do I even start?
Let's see. How about Winona Ryder and Ron Perlman in the film?
I'm gonna look at the rating for that movie.
And Whale Utani being owned by Walmart.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
This movie has 55% on tomatoes. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, sadly I actually own that clip. That's another bad movie I own because I own all 4 Alien movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on it because this is actually gonna shock you. Never seen the Alien movies.
Just stick with the first 2. That's it.
I only watched the first one.
Yeah, I do like horror movies, but I don't watch them in theaters. I watch them on like digital.
That's fun.
Even though I still like horror.
Alien Resurrection has some of the worst visual effects I have ever seen, some of the worst acting I've ever seen, some of the worst CGI I've ever seen, some of the worst pacing I've ever seen, some of the worst editing I've ever seen. The list goes on.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Then again, they got.
I don't blame you.
To direct this, and we all
That
know
will
scumbag
that
he
movie
is.
I'm going to avoid. I'm going to put on my blacklist.
Trust us, you're not missing anything, man.
But since you did mention you got any Romulus on 4K, I got a 4K as well.
All right.
And right, I'm just going to get out to my shelf.
So yeah, Alien Resurrection. Oh yeah, and not Sandra Bullock, Sigourney Weaver. Her performance is just awful, and So is Winona Ryder's performance.
Oh yeah.
And the ending is just a slap in the face. So yeah, my naughty of the show, Alien Resurrection. Fuck this movie. Worst movie of 1997. Fuck this movie.
Then again, this came out the same year as Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
And Batman and Robin.
That 97 was not.
Oh yeah, it's not one of the worst movies of 1997. I should say.
Yeah.
Not the worst movie of 1997, but it's up there.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin is still the worst movie of 1997.
Yeah, Batman and Robin is shit, to admit.
Mm-hmm.
But shit to laugh at.
But I have seen
Still,
hero movies.
Alien Resurrection.
All right, so Razor's finally in, and Bernard, you can step back now. So you might. Sorry.
All right.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
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 All right.
Good
The
news.
nice of the show is. Let me go get it. Let me go get it.
Oh yeah, and I heard about Alien Resurrection. I remember Alien Resurrection. It was terrible. Like Double Toasted did a bad movie roast for it.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch that. I want to do a bad movie roast of Christmas of the Cranks. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Or I'm hoping that they do a bad movie roast of Jurassic Park 3. Granted, I've warmed up to that one, but it would still be nice.
Let's not forget 8 Crazy Nights. Speaking of bad Christmas movies.
Right. Granted, that's more
Moral
of a Hanukkah one,
fiber
but
is still intact.
Oh yeah.
My nice of the show is A Christmas Story.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic.
I need to
Let's
watch
keep
that
it in the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah, yeah.
I love this film. What more need be said? It's a classic.
Of course.
And it's no wonder why they show this on TV during the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Everything about this movie is just amazing. From the humor, the story, the screenplay, the characters, everything.
Heck, something else actually is like, because it's the Christmas spirit. I did make a post on
And
my
Peter
YouTube community, Blue Sky, and
Billingsley did a
Instagram.
great job in this movie.
Right,
As
it's awesome.
Ralphie.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie was set in the 1940s.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
There was actually a Christmas film I saw that I get to talk about on the stream.
All right. So, yeah. So for my nice to the show, anyone familiar with this old story?
Oh, classic.
And they
Nice.
and they feast and they feast.
Yeah, one of the
I had
greatest.
it. Look,
Yeah, one of the greatest Christmas anythings you'll ever watch. As a longtime Doctor Who fan, this is the one that's practically a mandatory to watch every Christmas.
And is it just me, or is How the Grinch Stole Christmas the only thing that that Chuck Jones is really known for positively, or it isn't obscure?
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah, Chuck Jones should be proud of himself for making
Let's see,
this
actually.
masterpiece.
I mean, besides the Looney Tunes stuff, I'm looking through. Let's see, Looney Tunes credits. Oh, he was behind the Phantom Toll booth. I haven't seen it.
I mean,
Also,
we're
the
talking
live-action
about
movie
Warner
is
Brothers'
called Tim
rival here.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I watched that last night.
Yeah,
the Jim Carrey one is a guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
the Jim Carrey one.
And
I love the Jim Carrey Grinch
I
movie.
unironically love the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
plus, let's
I
be
prefer that
honest.
or Benedict Cumberbatch's Grinch.
Chuck
Yeah.
Jones got fired from Warner Brothers because he was the writer of Gay Paris, and then he moved to their rival MGM in the 60s.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
Although MGM eventually merged with Warner Brothers in the 90s.
Right. Crazy.
No, not the company. Not the companies. It's just the stuff that they did before 86.
Right.
Anyway,
All right.
Here's my nice.
All right. Yay!
Still have to
Another
see
Christmas
Gremlins.
classic.
There was actually a movie I saw last night that referenced it because the Invisible Raptor. It referenced that.
Yeah, well, we'll
Actually.
save that for the next podcast.
Right.
All right. And for my naughty of the show, is probably the worst thing to happen to Star Wars. And anyone who says the prequels or the sequel trilogy need to reconsider that.
Oh yeah. The
Oh.
holidays.
Oh my
yeah.
god!
Oh god!
Like I
It's
would
bad.
rather watch
Why?
Rise of Skywalker 100 times again than watch the holiday special again.
It's bad. It's stupid. You'll lose brain cells. It looks ugly. Everything about it is bad. No wonder why George Lucas hates this movie. It's probably-
Even like if you're not a fan of Chewbacca's growling, you're gonna hate this special a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like Chewie's growling. I mean, it's kind
I
of
like
enduring,
Chewie, but I
but
don't wanna
like here,
hear a
it's
whole
just
thick
two
choir.
characters talking.
Yeah. Aside from the people versus George Lucas, this is probably the worst thing Star Wars has done.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I guess as we all know, the people versus George Lucas was practically a hit piece for George Lucas. That was the reason why he got harassed.
Yeah, and don't fall for what the director's claims, because the director made this claim. Oh, it's not meant to be biased against Lucas. It's meant to explore like film rights, like held morally by the public. BS. You featured someone comparing Lucas to a Holocaust denier.
Fuck. That is a fucking lie, and you know it.
Mm-hmm. And he like there was this interview I saw with him, and he's like, "You wanted this documentary to be objective. Here's a crazy idea, Felipe. Why not interview people who are fans of the prequels to see what they had to say?"
Yeah,
But no, you
I grew
didn't
up
do
with
that. You
prequels.
just interviewed butthurt OT purists.
Yeah. The Star Wars Holiday Special. It's so bad that even George Lucas hates it, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you want to be and if you want to be miserable on Christmas, watch this. If you want to be miserable.
Right.
And that's really
Ugh.
saying something, because George Lucas was also the one who directed Howard the Duck as well as Strange Magic.
Yeah, and he has no shame for those. And he
I'm
gave us
willing to defend Lucas, but those are things I'm not going to defend him with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fine with duck tits, yet Chewbacca jerking off to a hologram is bad.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wait, how do ducks even have? Because they're birds, and
Anthropomorphic ducks.
right, but still.
Nostalgia Critic's joke is still hilarious.
Oh, sorry, I just thought of this thing now that you mentioned it.
All
Like,
right.
I just thought of that joke in Spy Family with.
Haha. The sheeple versus George Lucas.
I was thinking of that bit in Spy Family where, like, they're in the museum and Anya just yells, "She has babies! I can see them!"
I love that. Oh god.
That
All right.
part got me to laugh out loud, like, gently, really laugh, like, harder than it should.
All right. And so, what is your naughty of the show, Smoking Wrecker?
Oh shit, that's fuck. Deck the
Yeah, the
What?
shit, the
What is it?
doo-doo, the poopity top.
Anyway, it was Deck the Hall before Razor Rice interrupted me.
Oh, sorry. Can you say it again?
Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick.
Oh my god!
I remember. I haven't seen that, but I saw Sean Speghead Moore's review of it.
Ugh.
Wait, what is it again?
Worst
Deck the Halls.
Christmas movie ever made.
It wastes Danny DeVito and like all these other talents. Like,
Hey, Kristen Chenoweth was in
Deck
it.
the Halls is a movie that I like to call the anti-Christmas movie.
like
And
I want to see Double Toasted do a bad movie roast of that along with Christmas of the Cranks.
I mean, if you want to see something good with Danny DeVito in it, watch the 1997 Hercules movie, as well as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I want
yeah. That I still have to get around to watch that in that show. I've seen bits and pieces and like the memes.
yeah, I love the
Yeah.
because the crowd's butt ass naked.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
there-
thinking of that. Like, and there's actually someone who did this great edit, like, of like, those part in Jurassic Park with the raptor hatching, where someone replaced the raptor hatching with Frank Reynolds coming out.
Oh yeah, there's also the whole that's my character. I'm the trash man.
I love that.
Trash man for Smash.
Heck, Trash Man for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intro. He comes out of the cow's butt ass naked while the Avengers look in shock. No exclamation, and then he hits Dr. Doom with a trash can.
And of course, I have the "Oh no, you don't" stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's also the iconic line where the other characters basically call D a bird.
Oh yeah. Shut up, bird.
All right. Okay, then. So is that everything?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I
All right.
guess.
All right. Since we kind of did 4 reviews that didn't involve either of you two, I guess it's time to get back to a few of the ones that I have, and that's good. God, this movie is painfully dull as shit. It's a Russell Crowe and exorcism movie. You know, going into it, shit.
And wasn't he in another Exorcist movie like last year or something?
Yeah, the Exorcist.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought-
Hell, even Pink
Isn't it
Zero
a
made
new
it
thing
John.
now? Starring in bad Exorcist movies?
Yeah, if you saw a bit of our unofficial pilot episode, this was the worst movie of summer that I saw in summer 2024. Mind you, because if I had seen Borderlands then, the reminder, Borderlands is still the worst.
Right.
I think Russell Crowe should fire his agent because he was in Thor: Love and Thunder, those 2 Exorcist movie, and now he's gonna be Kraven the Animal Lover.
Yep. What happened to you, man?
He used to be
Or
cool.
maybe like you need
You
to.
used to
fire
be
agent.
cool.
Yeah,
You
he
used to be
changed.
cool.
Mhm.
Now we are no longer entertained.
Mhm. Exactly.
Gladiator, man.
I
It's
saw
so
Gladiator
cool.
for the first
Nah,
time.
you changed, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say more, but I'll talk about this on my worst of the year list. Yes, it's gonna be on there.
Right.
Expect this to
Oh,
be
can't
some-
wait.
Hey, I liked it. Yeah, I can. Oh, no, right now. Sorry.
Same here, folks. Folks, I am going to be destroying the Garfield movie when we get to the worst list. Because, oh boy.
You're
I
gonna
am
do to
gonna
that
tear
movie
that
what
movie
Kid Rock
apart.
did to music in the late '90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
I take it.
I'm not sure what movie I'm going to destroy first.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and review my movies that I saw this November. All right. The first movie that I saw in November was actually the best Christmas pageant ever.
I saw that one too, and I liked it.
I didn't see it. I saw
All right.
Saturday Night with My Uncles.
I
Yeah,
actually
I love
really
that
like this
movie.
movie. And,
was-
and for someone that was not looking forward to this movie, I actually liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was a great example of how to do a religious movie and a good kids movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, stupid fucking internet again. But yeah, I saw it too. I actually loved it.
Yeah,
The
and I
humor
liked
was
how
really
it
good.
even
The
managed
acting
to
was
get into some
good.
more
The
edgy
story
jokes.
was really good. The message was heartwarming.
Mm-hmm. And like it managed to get in a more edgy joke. Not that kind of catalog.
I'm going to have to wait till next year, I think, because
All right. I really like this movie.
Same.
8
I
out
saw it
of
with my mom and a
8.5
friend of
out of
ours,
10.
and we
I'm
had
gonna
a
wait
good
till-
time. And the
All
theater
right.
had a good time too. We
Next
were laughing
movie.
out loud.
My next movie is Gladiator. Is Wicked.
Right.
I saw it yesterday.
All right.
I
Wicked
saw
Part
this
One.
movie
It was pretty
on
good.
opening day,
Oh yeah.
and let me tell you, I loved it.
As
Same.
someone unfamiliar with the musical or the book that it's based off of, I thought it was pretty good.
I saw the musical.
I
back in high
absolutely
school.
loved this movie, folks.
Same here.
Same.
Folks, go see this movie if it's playing at a theater near you.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
Plus-
I-
Jeff Goldblum as the wizard was perfect casting.
yeah.
I
and
couldn't
also-
agree more.
Also,
I loved
if you're a fan
every
of-
single musical number in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The acting was great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The story was really good. The
Mhm.
screenplay was fantastic.
And here's a funny
Pretty
thing.
much everything about this movie was just excellent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And this movie is getting a 10 out of 10 or an
Nice.
A plus.
Yep.
Nice.
And
Dare
this
I
one I
say it?
did watch, and here's my thoughts. Wicked was basically 2024's answer to Wonka.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where
Except that it was even more critically successful.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where the idea of making a prequel to an established book or IP, a case in point, Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka, sounded dumb and pointless on paper. In practice, they proved themselves to be a really good prequel that with a banger soundtrack, amazing performances from Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Just
Mhm.
as long as you put aside what she did during the promotion of this film.
Right. I didn't look into that again.
That was pretty immature of her.
Yeah.
I'll look into
It's better
that.
than Rachel Sigler.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think controversy should outright ruin a movie. If a movie's
Unless
good,
it's, you know, like with Kevin Spacey with all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's where, or Ezra Miller. As long as you
Right.
put that aside and mostly judge this and her performance on its own merits, then you know that's gonna be a different story.
Right. I mean, like,
Yeah.
she did a great performance, but shouldn't have done what she did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with gorgeous production design where it makes the world of Oz look colorful and lively.
Yeah. And I thought like the
production design
effects to
is
bring the
fantastic.
talking animals to life was great. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
I recently saw it yesterday, and okay, spoiler alert, they actually got Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth cameos in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And an impactful ending that makes me excited for part 2.
Me too. I am pumped for part 2.
Okay,
Bring it on.
Go to high school, and okay,
All right.
And let me finish. This movie succeeds at where both Oz the Great and Powerful and the Maleficent duology failed. Take notes, Disney.
Yeah. And also I saw someone like say, if this is their apology for Cats and Dear Evan Hansen, I accept it.
Yes, I just saw Cats, and I thought, and it was a good trash fire, but as a film, no.
Yep. So
goddamn fucking internet.
I don't blame you. It's good to know. All right, so that's it for Wicked Part 1.
Should we talk about some anticipated movies?
Let's wait until we finish all of these.
Okay. Okay, next up is Gladiator 2.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too with my older brother, and we had a good time.
Gladiator 2 was
I really need to watch this.
But nowhere near as good as the first Gladiator.
Yeah, of course. And what I liked was, like, you know, it was a legacy sequel that was interested in mostly doing its own thing instead of like cashing, like, you know, having all these callbacks. I mean, it had this one
Gladiator 2 was actually the acting was good. The cinematography is beautiful.
Yeah.
The action scenes were brutal.
Yeah. Though the shark sequence did like stretch my suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
The editing was good. The visual effects were amazing.
And Denzel was amazing.
My issues with the film were that the story was a bit of a rehash.
Yeah, it was kind of, but it was mostly with this new guy.
Some of the dialogue can be a bit iffy, and the pacing can be slow.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Gladiator 2 was pretty good.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 or B+.
I'd give it the same rating too, yeah.
I give it a 4 out of 5.
All right.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right.
So I guess in the meantime, while he comes back, I get to review a film that I watched in November, and that's Twisters.
Twisters, nice.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It was enjoyable.
About not as good as Twister, but still enjoyable.
I like Twister as a fun, campy film with rest in peace, Bill Paxton and Seymour Hoffman.
This movie is fun enough. Like, if you like a good disaster film, you'll like Twisters well enough.
Yep.
And plus, it's hard to get me to hate Glenn Powell in anything. Am I right?
Right.
He's great.
Because Glenn Powell is, no matter what movie he's in, I enjoy his presence no matter what.
He was. Right. I recall he was in an episode of the Halloween episode of Family Guy where he was cheating with Bonnie.
Oh
God.
And hey, at least this one actually values what country is like.
Right.
Yeah.
So far, it's an entertaining blockbuster, but not one film I'll be checking out back again.
Right.
And unless any of us have saw Harold in the Purple Crayon, we're skipping it.
No,
I didn't see that.
No.
And I hope y'all didn't.
With my worst list, there were some movies that were the reason I thought, you know what? I'm having a new feature with my list. I'm not seeing that mentions. And I got the idea from this guy I follow, Rocked. When he did his worst albums of the year, he said I'm not listening to that award. A new feature.
Right. And unless anyone of you saw The Mousetrap, no.
The Mousetrap?
Right.
Oh, that film, right. I thought you were talking about Mousetrap with Christopher Walken or something.
So I guess we could just skip two of them and we can move on to from Ryan.
Never saw it.
Didn't see it.
All right, what thoughts on Watchmen Chapter 1?
I really liked it. It's basically the animated adaptation of Watchmen, and insanely enough, it's not every day that you get to see an R-rated or adult animated computer animated feature. That is very rare.
All right.
I'm back.
All right.
All right. Now, for the movie that I saw in theaters yesterday, Moana 2.
Oh.
No.
When I saw that, I originally just graded it a 2.5 as in mid. But then after some more rethinking, after I watched a review from this channel, I'm like, you know what? I was too kind. This film is thought, you know what? I'm going to be more selective with what I see from Disney movies. I may not see Zootopia 2 or the other Frozen
all sequels.
Yeah.
I heard from this movie that this was supposed to be a TV show.
I was looking forward to that show, man.
Yeah, now there are some Disney shows based off movies that were actually pretty enjoyable. Last year, I watched the Little Mermaid series, and it was pretty good. And that series managed to get a deaf Latina mermaid in before.
Yeah, and she was deaf.
Yeah. And
all right,
I heard Disney based on the fans liked the film, but she passed away before the series came out.
Right. It was okay. The animation is still amazing.
Yeah, it was still pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah, I didn't really have high hopes.
And the visuals just looked incredible. And and most of the songs were actually good. But yeah, the story is
I didn't stick around to the post-credit scene, but I heard there was this one with Nalo meeting up with Tamatoa.
The screenplay was iffy.
Yeah.
Again, it should have been a series.
This movie did the exact same thing that Belle's Magical World did, except this got released in theaters.
Right.
And was nowhere near as bad.
To be.
It's funny thing. When I look at Wreck-It Ralph 2, I know I'm getting off topic, but it reminded me of Mulan 2. They did 180 on the moral of the first film and threw it all away and made the characters out of character.
Right.
Seriously, Disney, fuck you for ruining my favorite movie of all Disney movie of all time.
I dread the day when I finally have to watch the sequel to Atlantis.
I heard about
that. And some of the songs didn't even serve a purpose in the movie.
Right. Because here's the thing about musicals. They have to move the plot forward, Follow the Albrecht Road. Or Poor Unfortunate Souls, Making a Deal with Ursula.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Every Disney I Want song.
Right. Of course, the best I Want song is not from Disney. It's from Battle Beast. I want the world and everything in it.
I never seen Battle Beast.
It's a band. They're a band.
Oh, sorry.
I will never apologize.
Yeah.
Calm down. The reception isn't as bad as Belle's Magical World. Come on.
Right.
I haven't seen Moana 2, but I'm dreading it.
Overall, folks, Moana 2, in my opinion, was just all right.
Yeah. In my opinion,
6 out of 10 or a C+.
Right.
I'll wait till I get my review.
Look,
And how
I think this
was the
is
box
pretty
office? That
bad
was bizarre.
and
Like,
sends studios the wrong message.
yeah, like, and what's weird was like, yesterday when I saw it, I was the only one in the theater.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like I
And
was the
people
only one
said
in the
movie
theater.
theaters were back.
Yeah,
When this released with Gladiator 2 and Wicked. Real crazy, am I right?
indeed.
Yeah, Moana 2 is making a lot of money.
Which is
Yeah.
bad.
How is we live in a world where Transformers 1 barely made money, yet this is making more money than this?
I'm not going to say when
Okay,
I'm ready.
to
because then I might
quote
jinx it.
To quote Smoking Wrecker, let me find a quote from your the Discord's server.
Yeah, because apparently mediocrity is what sells money. Case in point,
Yeah.
Furiosa, because we keep bringing it up, Furiosa lost to Garfield.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that.
Which it actually reminds me of this thing because, like, you know how there's all this excessive sequels, remakes, cinematic universes, and all this other stuff. I am reminded of this thing that George Lucas said in an interview. Basically, he explained how when Russia was during the Soviet Union, that Soviet filmmakers had more creative freedom to make movies than American filmmakers. And the reason was they weren't bound by capitalism. Like, they could make anything they wanted as long as it wasn't critical of the Russian government.
Oh.
And
Oh yeah,
that
and
quote
this
has-
quote here.
right,
Ugh.
Godmaster's quote.
And he's unfortunately correct.
Yep.
Yeah, makes
That's
me
not
wonder
true.
about the future of animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not opposed to animated sequels. Like Inside Out 2 was good.
Yeah. Across the Spider-Verse, that was a
You mind if
Yeah.
I
Oh, there are exceptions, but things that are like mediocre, you just start to question.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, just
And it's
consume
even-
product and then get excited for next product.
Right.
I mostly watch independent movies, and that is how I also got into adult animated movies too. And I give my money and wallet to that.
Heck, actually, I can think of something because like there's this movie I like, White Snake. It got a sequel, and it's getting a third film. I mean, the third film was released, but not yet in the States. And
Sorry.
I'm willing to check those out because, like, you know, they're doing something different, like, and it's their own thing, and that they're taking material from
All right.
folklore.
I've been meaning to check that out. White Snake out.
All right.
All right, now this one movie I saw last week. I saw this movie last weekend,
All right.
and let me tell you, I was not looking forward to this movie.
Red one.
We'll get to that, but this movie, I saw this movie at my theater. And let me
I
say,
wonder what the hell it would be.
this is one of the worst Christmas movies I have ever seen.
Boy.
That, folks, is Red One.
Oh boy,
Ugh.
I didn't see it. Like, I saw my friends and saw people
I
saying
never
that
saw
this
it
is
either.
like a parody trailer.
Christmas
I've never
ornaments.
seen that.
This was awful.
I liked some of the ideas of it. I just wish it was fleshed out. I just wish there was something. I like
The
something.
only redeeming quality with this movie was J.K. Simmons as Nick.
Yes. Yeah. Of course,
That
this
is
was his
it.
second time playing Santa Claus.
I cannot say anything else.
Right.
I cannot praise anything else about this movie.
I like
Yeah.
the ideas of using toys as
The
weapons
story
and vehicles, but I wish it was
is
man.
all over the place. The screenplay is god awful.
I'm gonna
The
get my
rest
water
of the
bottle real
acting is atrocious. Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson have no chemistry in this movie.
They're annoying.
The effects look hideous.
I mean, it's all computer animated.
Especially when we get to the polar bear. Good God.
It's all. What the hell is this? Is it a live action movie? Is it an animated movie? Make up your fucking mind.
Exactly. The action, some of the worst I've ever seen in a film. The humor, I did not laugh once throughout the entire film.
Ugh.
It's a good thing I skipped Red One, apparently.
Yeah, so did I. But
Look, yeah, it looks like people are getting sick of Dwayne the Rock. The Rock, I have an ego.
Yeah.
yeah,
N.I.P. Bottles Johnson.
oh god.
And I ruined the
away from
DCEU,
Apocalypse.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I am not
Ending-
opposed. Which
and
I
the
am
ending
greatly
is
opposed
a
to him
complete
as a
slap in the face to the audience.
And I'm opposed to him as Apocalypse. Like, as besides not wanting to repeat Black Adam, it just doesn't make sense casting him as Apocalypse because Apocalypse.
So yeah,
is
folks,
ancient
Red
Egyptian.
One is a movie that completely fails to give a. Red One is a movie that completely fails to bring the holiday spirit.
Where's the holiday spirit?
Just watch Klaus. That's the better movie.
I didn't watch that.
With J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus.
Let me go get something.
Okay.
For my thoughts on this film, it was mid. If you want, if you want, it's a better movie to watch on streaming. If you enjoy,
I'm waiting
a
for it to come
dumb
on
fun
streaming.
movie.
So I could,
If you enjoy a dumb fun movie, I guess Red One is harmless.
Hang on.
Mhm.
But
Let me go
otherwise,
get some movies. I got some Christmas movies that you can watch instead. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
of course.
Of course.
Red One.
We're a couple
Frosty
of
the Snowman.
Nice.
Yes.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
But Mickey
Classic.
Rourke. Mickey Rooney.
Home Alone.
Yes.
I was doing the face thing.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
My favorite. Cinnamon Bull.
Elf.
That's a good one.
Right. Nice.
Violent Night.
I
Right.
need to watch that movie again.
I enjoyed it.
The Polar Express.
That's a good
Nice.
Klaus is another one.
The Santa Claus 1 and 2.
one. Yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas as well.
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas Story.
Of course.
The Classic Grinch.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Hell, even the live-action Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing about the live-action Jim Carrey Grinch movie, it's the better live-action Dr. Seuss movie, unlike a certain other one.
We don't talk
Yeah.
about
Just so happens to be from the
Overall-
same distributor.
Red One
We don't talk about it.
is a fucking disgrace to Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
1
Right.
out of 10 or D-. Fuck this movie.
For me, it's a 6 out of 10. Like if you just want a dumb fun action film with The Rock, I guess you'll get what your money's worth. But
So, yeah.
even I just like
Yeah,
Chris
Red One-
Evans in this.
Red One for me gets a 1 out of 10 or D-. Fuck this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So overall, Red One, it's a movie. It's harmless. So hey, at least you could be watching worse garbage that got overproduced this year. I know I keep coming back to it. Borderlands and Madam Web.
I did watch those.
For me,
Me
the Garfield movie is far worse. It is
Yeah.
far worse than Red One.
Yeah. All right.
And
Well,
No,
again, you kinda cut off there.
Moana remake.
All right,
Oh.
what's up?
What was that quote again? He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders just before she died.
Something
Oh,
like that.
fucking hell. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah, let's not give away because we're going to be ripping it apart later in 2025 as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, do you have another film on your list to review?
No. Oh, hell,
All right.
go see the best Christmas pageant ever again. And if it's still playing at your theater.
Yeah, just see that instead.
All right. So
And
so now this
surprisingly,
one,
apparently,
So,
Lionsgate has not announced a Blu-ray for Best Christmas Pageant Ever. I wonder what the hell they're even doing. Come on.
Yeah.
pouring more money in Borderlands.
So I'm back. I had to put away dishes. Did you guys already go over Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate?
no.
What? You
Oh.
forget. There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. And there is no Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
Oh, well, I'm going to say this right now. Shoot them with a dehydration gun.
Wait! He shot him with a dehydration gun!
I wouldn't call Red One overrated because it got critically panned and it bombed at the box office, and rightfully so.
Right.
Yeah. Rightfully
Oh, and
fucking
earlier
so.
what I was saying was how I'm not in favor of The Rock as
Thank
Apocalypse
God it
because,
bombed at the box office.
yeah,
But
indeed.
let's all agree and avoid the live action Moana remakes as well.
Yeah, like it's just falls back to that quote from Jurassic Park. You're so focused on if you could, you didn't stop to think if you should.
The Rock, please go away. We're
Yeah.
sick of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah, dude.
there are
Just
wrestlers turned
retire.
actors who are much better. Like John Cena
Wayne
Is-
Johnson, please.
is
Dave Bautista?
funny.
Is
I
your
mean, like
career
and
arrest?
not overexposed.
Please.
And Dave Bautista, not only like he actually can act, like he can has range. Like so you will about like the what was that movie?
Knock at
Knocks
the
at the
Cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was amazing in that movie. Like
I
and
didn't
showed
like
that
the
he
movie,
can
but
play
he was pretty good.
had range beyond like roles of the typical brute.
Yeah. Dave
Yeah,
Bautista
definitely.
is king.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
and
John,
The
as I
Rock
mentioned before,
sucks.
John Cena is genuinely funny and like
Mm-hmm.
not overexposed.
Yeah, plus-
Yeah, sorry. I went to go get a Sprite Zero and it ended up overflowing and yeah, but thankfully it did not get. Thankfully, none of this liquid got to my laptop, so thank God.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
So the next film is from Ryan.
Out Come the Wolves. Never heard of that. Though.
I've
Never heard
seen
of
it
it
on
either.
digital at a trip. I liked it, but why the hell does it even have a 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb? I don't really get that.
I've
Because
never heard of this movie.
It's a lesser
Oh.
known film.
Oh, never heard about it.
Go buy it on digital when you can.
Preach,
Right.
dude.
Oh, and did you? Oh, and
Look at that. Look at that score. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm looking at the mix. It has mixed reception. It has a 2.8 on Letterboxd. Let's see what my friend. You gave it a 3.5 stars.
4.6 out of 10. Huh? That's fucking crazy.
All right. So is that it for Outcome the Wolves?
Might
Okay.
check it out.
Go buy it on digital when you can.
Right.
All right.
hey,
Oh, there's actually something that I checked out on digital.
hey, movie and cartoon fan, if you missed my other live stream, guess who made an appearance?
Let me guess. Any one of us in the server?
Guess who? No, it starts with the letter M.
M?
Mighty Pups fanboy.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some bad things that are coming out from him from people like Deadwing Dork and Paw Xbox PC 126. Go watch their videos to see what I mean.
All right.
Only
so the
the-
next film from me is Sorry Not Sorry. It's basically the documentary of disgraced comedian Louis C.K.
And another example of why cancel culture doesn't do anything. Or
Take
doesn't
notes.
exist. Which
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too into it, but
It's an interesting documentary if you want to look at Louis C.K. Regarding this is from one of his victims. Like, it's definitely a movie that you can watch to try to form your own opinion, but it's a documentary that it should be watched in case if you're curious.
right.
Oh wait,
I have it like it's on YouTube and
forgot
I
a
have it in my
movie.
watch later.
I forgot something. Oh, it's a Conclave.
Oh, Conclave, you watched that one? Let me explain.
Yeah, I watched
I
that
have
one.
not seen that.
All right.
All right, so Conclave is a movie that was released the same weekend as Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Right.
And this was released by Focus Features and was produced by Indian Paintbrush, the company that was responsible for producing such movies such as Fantastic Mr. Fox, Isle of Dogs, and a good majority of Wes Anderson's films. But this Conclave was not directed by Wes Anderson. This was directed by Edward Berger.
All
I
right
gotta
on the
say,
one frame.
this was really good.
Hmm.
This film is actually rated PG, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's shocking. Like, I thought it would be rated PG-13 or something.
But no, it's
then again, the
actually
rating
rated
system is a
PG,
joke. Right.
which really shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the acting,
Mm-hmm.
the story, the screenplay, the cinematography, the musical score, the directing by Edward Berger, all terrific.
Right.
10 out of 10 or an A+.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
The next, all right. The next one is from Razor-X, and you know what? Since both of these movies are similar, we might as well lump these two together as one review. Two movies in one review.
Oh, yes, these documentaries, they were regarding the, you know what's going on with Gaza. One was like, it was showing like how the Israelis
I'm
are,
pretty
like,
sure that
a
it's
lot
a
of them are
sad movie, all right.
And Gaza's Our Home was from, I preferred that one because, you know, it was on the more positive side, because on the more optimistic side, like, it was showing from this perspective of Palestinians living in America and what they have to deal with. There's this other film I plan to check out too, but these are films like, I think, like, I don't normally like to use the hyperbole, like, you have to see these films. These are films you have to see. Like, they are very eye-opening.
Yeah. I don't know if we should count PBS Frontlines for this show, since we're usually not the channel for politics.
Right. But like these films, they're eye-opening.
Yeah. Yeah, we try not to talk about we try to prevent talking about politics on this show because, you know, politics ruins everything.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about it. It's fucking stupid.
Granted, I should say this. Stanley himself, like he said, I'm not like there's like he asked like responded to the letter.
Go to the bathroom.
Are you asking? Is there so much moralizing? And he said he felt the need to do it so that way his stories would have a message. I can understand that, but I can understand with some degrees.
All right, so is that it for these?
Yes, it is. Let's move on to something more positive.
All right, the next one from me is Rebel Ridge, and it's a good movie.
Rebel Ridge. It sounds familiar.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a film.
Oh, right, that movie.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Might check it out sometime.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie that uses the cat and mouse formula pretty well. And for a movie that's pretty low budget, it's actually pretty good. It's probably one of the better action films to use a low budget. So that's really all I'm gonna say about Rebel Ridge, is because this is one of those films where if you know less about the film, the better.
Right, which is why I'm gonna be avoiding. Like, I'm not gonna even watch the trailer.
All right. So the next film from me is.
Oh,
I never saw it. Thank God.
Never saw it, but I heard good things about it.
Yeah, My Old Earth. By the way, it gets the record for the greatest title ever. By the way.
I mean, it's fucking funny. Not gonna lie.
Oh, it just made me think of this thing. Like, there's this game I played, Left 4 Dead 2. When
It's
the biggest
produced by
baddest special that comes after you, like sometimes this character will say, "I'm gonna beat that tank's ass."
Yeah, it's produced by Margot Robbie, in case you're wondering.
Oh, produced by Harley Quinn, huh?
Yeah,
and the rival of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and it stars Aubrey Plaza.
And directed by Megan Park. who directed Fallout. The Fallout.
This movie.
I've heard
alright,
good things about that series.
This is a film I decided to watch out of curiosity, but I ended up getting a pretty great film. This is one of the best coming of age films I have seen in a while. The movie is hilarious, heartwarming, superbly active, beautifully shot, and has great themes of regret, nostalgia, sexuality, and to embrace change and not regress. Don't live for the past or future, but live yourself in the present, which is something that we all relate to.
Yep.
Yeah, this is one of the
Check it
deep-
out.
Yeah, this movie is pretty relatable, actually.
It's pretty. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty odd to see the actress of Margot Robbie producing a movie for Warner Brothers' longtime rival.
Prime Video,
I'm
yeah.
back.
What? Bet they're going to be pretty mad at her now.
Video, MGM.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, as far as this is definitely one of the best LGBTQ films of this year. Maybe not
Right.
as over the top as Love Lies Bleeding, but still really good nonetheless. But still, grounded in reality. Because that film was just it went all out. I'll say that much.
Right.
So yeah, the next one is from Ryan.
The Line. Love isn't always on. I totally botched that.
I'm seeing it, and it's I liked it.
Any thoughts on it?
Oh,
There's,
Line. Yeah, I'm looking at.
All right.
Not a lot of people saw it. I've only saw two of my friends that. Well, actually, there's some, but they didn't give a rating. But besides you, Ryan, and this other person, only two people saw it.
Really enjoyed it. The acting was great, and wait, shit.
Mild.
Hold up. Yeah, I watched it on digital and have forgotten it since. I may have to rewatch it again.
All right. So is that it for The Line?
I'll post a review eventually. And speaking of that movie, it's already announced that it's going to be on Blu-ray.
That's good,
Sweet.
at least.
That's good.
That's good.
Support it while you can.
Okay.
All right. So the next one is an unusual movie because it came from Smoking Wrecker.
Carved.
All right, carved. Yeah, this one is okay. It's about a killer pumpkin.
Isn't there already a killer Pumpkinhead?
I haven't seen it, but it made me think of that episode of The Simpsons where they parody.
Oh, right. Yeah, that pumpkin. Don't. I'll kill him. That's the yellow pumpkin. Yeah. All pumpkins are racist. I'm just honest about it.
Yeah, because that Tree of the Horror special was probably better than this whole movie.
Yeah. This, I'm looking at it up, it's, yeah. It's, the reception it was panned.
It was pretty boring. I spent most of the movie playing.
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
speaking of The Line, this was the last movie for Angus Cloud.
Oh, Angus
Oh, right.
Cloud. Right.
Yeah.
It was his last movie before he died.
Right.
That's
He
sad.
actually, and of course,
Yeah, that is
Abigail.
sad.
Yeah, Abigail. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Angus Cloud was also in the Garfield movie.
Oh,
Right.
dude.
Oh God!
Thankfully, he was actually one of the better things about the movie. Say you will about the movie, but he was awesome in that.
All right. So back
Like I
to
said,
Carl.
I will tear the Garfield movie apart when we get to the worst of the year list.
Right.
Because,
Mhm.
oh boy, I have a lot to rant about in that movie.
Mhm.
Expect some rage. Expect some rage, folks.
especially towards that stupid defense people make.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that one.
No,
Animation is for kids, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You haven't
fuck,
seen Blue Eye
that
Samurai
is-
or Princess 2006.
Fuck!
Yeah, let's
Or have you s-
we'll save that for later. Shall we?
Mhm.
Anyway, back to Carved. Let's rate Spoken Records finished.
Yep, let's let him finish.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't remember much about it. I pretty much used it as background noise while I was playing my Switch on Epic Mickey. But yeah, the film was about a killer pumpkin. It was just boring. The Simpsons did it better. In my Letterboxd review, I wrote down Simpsons did it with the grand
Simpsons
pumpkin.
did it. Simpsons did it.
Yeah, and thanks for your like, Rex.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
That quote from South Park never gets old.
Nope, it does not.
Yep.
And I do not recommend this. Just watch the Simpsons free as a horror episode instead of that film.
Yep. All pumpkins are racist. I'm just honest about it.
And it ends with the turkey killing the kid.
Yeah.
Please don't bother with Red One.
Yes. Please don't bother with it. Stick
Mhm.
with the other. Stick with Christmas movies like stick with better Christmas movies like A Christmas Story, Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Polar Express.
Heck, just see
Malone.
the Christmas pageant
Home
again
Alone.
in theaters.
There's also
There's also
the live action Grinch movie, the
Yep.
animated Grinch movie.
Klaus.
Elf.
Yes.
What was it again? I was thinking about it. It was Arthur Christmas.
Yeah.
It's been researching
Arthur
some
Christmas,
popularity because
Santa
of,
Claus 1 and 2, Violent Night.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right.
And
We got our point
that's
across.
about it for carved.
Yeah, Simpsons did it first, so it sucks.
Right.
Yes.
All right. This one's from Razor, which we would have done on the last episode, but
It
we finally
wasn't released where I lived. Oh, You're a Monster. I love that film.
I never saw it.
This is I haven't seen the live action Beauty and the Beast movie, but I can say Your Monster is already better than that.
Yeah,
Your Monster, like it. Melissa Brewer was awesome as always, and like the film, like it resonated with me.
Skydance is such an asshole for firing Melissa anyway.
Yeah, which boggles my mind.
At
Ezra
least
Miller
Universal
gets-
actually allowed her to be on Abigail.
Yeah, thank goodness. Which also boggles my mind. Someone pointed this out. She gets fired for speaking out against genocide, while Ezra Miller gets to keep his career.
double standards much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into that because, again, when politics, I enjoyed it for the most part. Like, I resonated with it, and it was also emotional and funny. But I had some issues, like because I felt like the cancer subplot could have had a greater impact. But it wasn't, and I felt the ending was a bit weird. But I enjoyed it.
All right. So, all right. And anyone watched Memoir of a Snail?
I
I
did.
wanted to see that,
I haven't
but
watched it yet.
I wanted to see that, but I didn't get the chance. Dang it!
I want to see it.
I unfortunately had to miss it in the theater, but I gladly purchased it on digital, and I loved it. And my God, the main character has went through a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And of course, I'm not gonna fucking spoil it. No
Right.
way.
I'll be sure to check it out when
Oh,
it's
yeah.
released.
Oh, to correct what you said, Razor, it was actually Spyglass, not Skydance.
Oh, right.
Hmm.
Actually, Ryan said that, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
I said Spyglass.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Last I heard you said Skydance. Skydance is the name of that studio that allowed John Lasseter to get back to directing.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which
Come
is just
on.
another example of how cancel culture
Hey,
doesn't exist.
I have a question. What if Sony actually made a 2D animated Grinch movie with John Lasseter directing?
Oh,
no.
no.
How
Probably
about
better not
remove them?
switch.
That would be good.
Right.
What do you think?
Probably not really good.
And because
Unless if he's not involved.
yeah,
and,
I'm pretty,
and, and plus, here's something that I should point out with Pixar. A lot of Pixar's best movies were not directed by John Lasseter. They were by other people who directed it. Like the only movies that John Lasseter exclusively directed were the first two Toy Story movies, A Bug's Life, Cars, and Cars 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Memoir of a Snail is rated R. And if we need proof why animation is not just for kids, show them this.
Right.
And The Peasants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
Right.
also
I
Mad
didn't know
God,
that
which was
Memoir of
released
a
in
Snail was
theaters
rated R.
unrated.
Yep.
I need to watch Mary and Max too.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch that.
Oh, yeah, something rarer than R-rated animated movies is an unrated animated movie. There are a few
Hey.
examples. Mad God, Fritz the Cat, The Spine of Night, Cryptozoo. I can name...
Spine of Night. It had and Mad God, but Spine of Night, it had full frontal animated nudity.
Yeah, you wonder why it was unrated, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently on Google it says NC-17.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not a lot. Well, they almost got it, but they went unrated.
Right.
All right. So is that it for Memoir of a Snail?
Yep.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed this movie.
I haven't seen this
liked
movie
it.
yet.
Haven't seen it either.
We won't go into spoilers, but this movie,
No, we won't.
like Hugh Grant, first of all, was awesome in that movie. Like
Yes.
he should like he can also do like horror in this stuff. Like he was perfect in this movie, and like I really liked how it dealt with religion. Like it made me like how religion the film explained it best.
Yes. You may not agree with him, but he has a point.
Yeah, he has a point. That's it. In a way, it made me think of this Accept song. There's this band I like, Accept. They have this song, Heaven is Hell, and the song is about organized religion. And the chorus, like, it says, Heaven is there where hell is, and hell is down on earth.
And I actually listened to Dead Meat's James and Chelsea's podcast review on Heretic.
Yeah, can't wait for him to do the kill count, Brett. I always love his let's get to the numbers.
Oh yeah,
It's an A24 horror film. They're likely to either be hit or miss with some people.
Yeah.
I
it was better than
some
the
of those on
last
Blu-ray.
A24 horror film I saw, which I'm still boggled like how the front room was from A24.
Okay. I put something in the live chat.
Hmm.
I put something in the live chat.
You're evil, man.
You.
Get someone better to do that than John, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Miyazaki did the Grinch.
All right. So is that it for Heretic?
Yep, it is.
Yep.
Oh, and Nora, I saw this movie with a friend. Like, I saw
I'm
that.
waiting for it on digital.
Oh, Honora. I want to see this movie.
I'm waiting for it on digital. I pre-ordered it there.
I
The
heard
film,
nothing but excellent things about this movie.
yeah, and see, I was initially hesitant because I thought it was one of those artsy Oscar bait films or something, but it was not the case. It was actually really good, and actually it dealt with these themes, and it was actually really funny. Me and my friend, we saw this, we were laughing out loud in the theater. It was really funny. One of the funniest films I've seen this year.
By the way, when it comes to what John Wick and Beavis and Butthead for the win put in the live chat, to basically make this a reference to YMS, as aka Your Movie Sucks, I'm going to say this, John.
Gun-Fist Editor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Side note, I really like it's actually one of those films that gets like I like it when Letterboxd gets creative, like with the the different titles. Like when you talk about the film, like here, let me preset, share screen, and let's see. Like I really like when Letterboxd gets creative, like with the titles, like how they share this thing, like see, like they have the letters be like that. I like it when they do that.
Huh.
Anyway, I had a good time. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm gonna be waiting for it on digital because
Right.
I did money issues.
Right.
All right, so I figured because none of us watched Spellbound, Bound, we'll likely skip it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Like, I mean, yeah, didn't see it. It
And
just didn't
because
look
we
good.
have and because no one saw Let's Start a Cult or Dear Santa, we only have really one more left.
Right.
And that is
They shot the piano player.
I saw it on digital. Really nice,
Never saw
actually,
it.
especially with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, it has my boy in it.
the piano.
Who shot the piano player? Nice.
But I can tell you that it took a long ass time to get to digital because it was released in 2023 and it
Yeah. I've added it to my watch list. It has a cool title.
All right.
Ryan, is everything okay?
All right. Ryan, are you okay?
I never saw it.
Internet. Let me guess.
All right.
Internet problem.
That was my first guess. Yep.
God. Fucking thing.
All right. So, because is that it for They Shot the Piano Player?
Yeah. Well, it sucked that it took a long ass time to get out on digital.
Yep. So I guess that's really everything we have for this segment. So I think because we want to give Razor. Do you have anything else from Razor? A show you reviewed?
All right, I put something in the private chat this time.
Ugh.
Yeah, like before Netflix would take it down.
Oh, well, there's this show I recommend checking: Gentry Cha versus the Underworld.
I saw the first episode.
Underworld. It's awesome. Like,
right. Mind checking the private chat?
Oh, sure. Let's check. In the private chat, it says, "What if Illumination made an animated Garfield movie with Nick Jennings and Bob Bile, creators of the 2016 reboot of the Powerpuff Girls?" Direction? Oh, fuck off! Illumination.
You're insane.
Illumination.
And it's not Julia
If you do
Vickers.
that,
Thank God.
Oh, I actually thought of something better. What if we got Uwe Boll and Seltzerberg to make a movie together?
You monsters!
make a comeback.
Like, I'm guessing it would be video game movie.
Yeah. So, where were you?
Oh, Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. It is awesome. Like, this theme song is one of the best themes. Like, just a note, it's one of those theme songs like that we don't skip in this house.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
This is okay if I go on while he does his business.
Sure.
Okay, the show, it's very engaging. Like the end, the stinger at the end of each episode will have you coming back for more. And the show, like, it takes stuff from Chinese folklore. Like, it has this monster that I didn't know about, and I learned about it. Gonna look more into it. And of course, Zhang Shi. I mean, this character, which I should note, Zhang Shi are actually not vampires, despite them being lumped with vampires. The reason for that is they drain qi. Vampires drain blood.
Of course.
And the series actually managed to get pop culture references that were actually pretty funny and weren't too distracting. And like, it's action packed. Like, the animation is outstanding. And despite being TV PG, it doesn't hold back on the disturbing imagery. Like, whoa, if I was a kid and saw this, I would be terrified. And the voice acting is awesome. Like, and also, like, I'm gonna do a review on it, but I'll share some stuff that I have to say. The character, the titular Gentry, voiced by Ali Wong, who does a great job. She is the good kind of adorkable. Like, see, I've been noticing like a lot of adorkable protagonists have been like bland, on the bland side, because the only coded trait is they're adorkable. While she's adorkable, she has more to it. Like, she wants to fit in, but like also she has trust issues, because I'll let you find out on your own with that.
Of course.
And I have some issues, like, which I'll get into more with my review. And the villain is voiced by the English voice actor for him. He also voiced the villain of Demon Slayer, which I thought that was cool. English voice.
All right.
And the ending was very emotional. Like, one of the saddest endings I saw in animation.
Oh, damn.
I mean, granted, it's not as upsetting as the anime Little Mermaid that was more faithful to the film. The one in the 70s that came out before the Disney film.
All right.
But
Okay.
it was pretty emotional. And it was actually really funny. Like, but like it knew when to be funny and when to be serious and when to be funny.
Private chat.
Yeah.
Hey Rex, why is Jade Armor and Jenny did a team up?
Well, actually, funny that you mentioned that. Jade Armor and Gentry, the protagonist of Jade Armor, Lanjun, she reminds me of a lot of Gentry. They're both bestowed upon they're both adorkable, the good kind, and they both have they both are like bestowed upon these powers when they turn 16. And they both have cool grandmothers.
Yeah, I
Granted, Lanjun has too. And of course they dye their hair. They have dyed hair.
All right, then.
Anyway,
that's like a cool show.
It's getting close to. It's climbing up like on most popular Netflix. Let's see if we can get it to number 1.
Okay,
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I'll hold and watch Jenny versus the Underworld.
Gentry
All
Chan
right,
versus
so-
the Underworld.
Yeah.
All right, so now with that out of the way, because we want to extend it a little further, let's do the list of our most and least anticipated movies of next year. And yes, we'll start with the least to end it on a positive note.
Yeah. The
So
movie
starting
I'm
off-
looking forward to.
I'll
Let's
start off
see.
my list, okay?
Go
So
for it.
my dishonorable mentions are Jurassic World Rebirth. Look, all right, back in
I
action.
respect your opinion. I can understand. Like, there
Gabby's
are TV fans I've met that are not looking forward to it, but I'm willing to give it a chance, which I will explain more in videos that I'm doing.
Yeah, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, and finally
right.
Matrugan
I'm back.
2.0.
Right,
Alright.
let's see. I'm looking 2025 movies. Let's see.
All right, for my list, I'll do my list, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For my number 5, it's two. We're getting 2 SpongeBob movies next year. Plankton movie and The Search for SquarePants.
The Plankton movie did get leaked, and I watched it. It's very bad.
Yeah, I'm done at this point with SpongeBob. I heard the Sandy Cheeks movie was awful. And for me, there were a few exceptions, but for me, the series died when Steven Hillenburg died.
Same.
Yeah.
However, with Search for SquarePants, it's going to be directed by Derek Dryman, and honestly, I'd like to see what he can do with the next movie.
All right. Look, I'll say
because
this.
then again, Saving Bikini Bottom was directed by somebody who had barely had any experience. You can definitely see that.
Yeah. After Sponge on the Run and Saving Bikini Bottom, we're just exhausted with Sponge. I can't be excited for the next SpongeBob movies. That being said, I heard from the Plankton movie that it was better than Saving Bikini Bottom. And in the case of The Search for SquarePants, I just got Mark Hamill with the Flying Dutchman, so hey, at least it has
Ryan Murphy Doyle is still alive, to my knowledge.
Because name recognition, Rex, that's why.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. My number 4. I really, really, really hate this new genre of films. And it's basically what I call public domain. And my number 4 is Screamboat and any of the remaining movies from Poonaverse because I fucking hate this trend with a
Like
passion.
Bambi,
Don't forget
Bambi the
Popeye.
Reckoning.
He's now part of it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, all of those are on the same list as this, just for the record.
Mhm.
I'm picturing more like that Stephen King Family Guy cutaway where it's like, a lamp monster, woo! And there's like, I'm not even trying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah.
It's like different with these proposal main characters. Like, take Mouse, for example. That's an action adventure game. More of that, please.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I'm
my
looking
number
through
5.
2025
Number 4.
movies.
All right. So my number 3 is a tie. Yet another tie is it's a tie between How to Train Your Dragon live action and Lilo and Stitch live action remake. Both by Chris Sanders
Don't
and
get me
Daniel
started
Johnson.
on the missed opportunity. And oddly enough, both are involved by Chris Sanders. Like, he directed both movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
My number 2.
Here's why the
And
How
my
to Train
number
Your Dragon
2
one is really infuriating. See,
Yeah.
they are based off a book series, and I actually really like the book series. In fact, hold on.
Yeah, who is asking for one of these live action remakes? Nobody.
Initially-
Not me.
No.
Nobody.
Hey, hold on.
Nobody.
Let's see. Okay. See, I have all the books, all the How to Train Your Dragon books by Prentice the Cowl. They were books before movies.
Oh, nice. You look nice in real life.
Thanks.
You always remind me of a coworker of mine.
Thanks. And see, the books, I really like the books. Like, I actually prefer them more than the movie. They have this certain charm and sense of humor. Like, let's see, I have all the books. Like, these books, they were my jam. Like, and they came up with all kinds of amazing dragons.
I
The
saw
last
the
one
original movie in
was small.
3D as a school field trip.
Like,
Yeah.
see, here's how the How to Train Your Dragon books, like, this one was a missed opportunity. Like, I was originally bummed, and I was hoping, but then I remembered, hey, they're based off a book series. Maybe the live action movie could do an adaptation more faithful to the books, because the books, if you've read the books, they're very different from the movies. Like, maybe they could do something like follow the books more. But no,
Yeah.
That was immediately dashed when I saw the trend.
Yeah. Fuck that. All right, my number 2. We're continuing on yet another Disney live action remake. Actually, we're getting 2 Snow White movies this year.
Oh God.
It's not like the case with
Kill
Pinocchio.
me.
Let me
The
Let me
first.
see.
My number
Let
2
me
is
this
both. My number 2 is Disney's Snow White remake and Snow White and the Evil Queen, produced by Daily Wire.
right. They gave
Yeah,
us Mr.
God.
Bertram.
Yeah. Like here's what I'm going to say right now. Apparently Rachel Zegler thought that the original Snow White was just a quote damsel in distress that needed to be saved by a man, even though Snow White in the original was not like that at all.
Like,
God.
she was a leader. She was a leader.
Yeah. Well, we'll admit the hate for Rachel Zegler and the death she got went way too far. That's not to say
Yeah,
Rachel
I mean-
Zegler is exempt from criticism.
I mean,
Though I will
Yeah,
say this:
I plan to do
Rachel
an
Zegler
independent
is
video for Snow
such
White, and
an
I'll
annoying
mention- I don't
bitch.
approve of what Rachel Zegler said, and like, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, like saying, "Oh, she's young and inexperienced, and like, she just said something stupid." But then I heard some evidence, like, point out that she lied. Like, she said that she was scared to go on this ride, but there were these things that were pointing out contradictory stuff in an interview. And how there are 2 Daily Wire, there are 2 Snow White movies. That makes me think of this thing, like how in 2022 we got 2 Pinocchio. We got 3 different Pinocchio movies.
Yep.
If I can,
Yeah.
I'm bringing up this
In
meme I did.
2023, we had Little Mermaid. We had mermaid movies.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I can
2024 was the
just-
year of
this
the
meme
Imaginary
I made
Friend.
regarding the 3 Pinocchio movies.
He's Pinocchio. He's Pinocchio. He's Pinocchio. I'm Pinocchio. Is there any other Pinocchios I should know about?
Yeah, like that's exactly how I felt. Like,
Exactly,
there are 3
Mr.
different
Menace.
Pinocchio films.
Rachel Zegler deserves criticism, but the reactionary dudes take their hate for her out of proportion, and I completely agree.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just gonna say,
Mr. Angry
Rachel
Culture
I
Zegler
War
saw this
Pony.
piece actually point out something really well. Like, see, you know, with like the actress for the Mulan in the 2020 film, she supported the Hong Kong police brutality. Yet she's not getting didn't get the same kind of hate that Rachel did.
Yeah.
Though I will definitely say this, that Rachel Zegler is as such an annoying bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
I
sick
know
of
of-
these Rachel Zegler videos because
Yeah,
at this
like
point,
they're just, like, and I'm just like looking through. Can we find a valid criticism of Rachel Zegler? Like, you know, not one like, you know, with the buzzwords that have lost all meaning.
yeah,
Let's
like
see.
they're far worse celebrities than Rachel Zegler.
Like, are you people forgetting about Kanye West? Seriously, screw Kanye West.
I know of a certain person that will let their hate for Rachel Zegler go too far. Mr. Angry Culture War Pony.
Oh, right. Him.
Sorry,
Okay,
that
yeah.
just came out.
I
Mine is
hate
that,
Rachel Zegler, but not that much.
Right.
yeah, like especially when he said that Rachel Zegler deserves to have apples thrown at her.
Whoa.
She should have
Oh,
all the apples
jeez.
thrown at her.
He has problems. Deep down problems.
Hey, I got an idea. What if Zay Magenta actually came onto this live stream?
We'd roast him. We
Roast
do
him
to him
good.
what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
No,
We
it's
Why are
really
you people-
scary.
Why are you people constantly going after me instead of the predators that we exposed?
Like Ted Nugent, Kid Rock, and Matt Walsh.
Yeah. All right. And now for my number one least anticipated film. Y'all knew this was coming. A Minecraft movie.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god!
When I saw the first reaction, I'm all like, I'm out of here.
Seriously
But I
though,
was like,
we
1
waited
million
for
dislikes.
we waited for years for a Minecraft movie, and this is what we got.
No
All that
wonder
years of wait
no
for
wonder
this?
why the reception went monstrous.
Then we sure
Yeah.
the second trailer was better, but why? The trailer looked so bad.
Right. Like, I will say I like the block aesthetic, but that was all the positives ended. Like, if it was actually fully animated, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we got this shit. It
Yeah.
looks like video game movies are doomed to fail forever.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, we were still at the third Sonic movie, which
Right.
already I just wanted to come out fast.
I'm still cautious about the Legend of Zelda movie.
Same.
Aviarad, you
Yeah.
better not mess it up.
All right. So, does anyone have a list for their least anticipated films? for
I
next
didn't have
year?
that much of a list because, like,
I have a
Okay,
few.
well, mine is pretty
All right.
small.
Number 4. My number 4 is going to go. All right, no. My number 3 is the Snow White remake.
Of course.
right.
Yeah.
It had to be there.
My number 2 is the Plankton movie.
Of course.
Yep.
And my number 1, a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There could have, yeah. I think these are the obvious losers for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Let me get mine on the way. Number 5. Popeye the Slayer Man. Ugh.
Slayer! The metal band.
Leave them out of this, Rex. They
Yeah.
don't deserve this.
Yeah.
We wanted Popeye to come back on the big screen, not like this. This. It's just I'm getting sick and tired of these public domain horror films. They're not movies. They're some Edward fan fiction.
I do know that there was going to be an animated movie directed by Gendy Tartakovsky.
Yeah, but
Right.
Yeah,
The
Only
ghost.
for it to get canceled. And no, it was not canceled in favor of the Emoji Movie. Please stop spreading that rumor.
Yeah, it's
I
like
apologize.
that other ruse that I hate. Like that people said, oh, people fired Mindy Kaling for the from Inside Out 2 because of Velma. No, she left because of a pay dispute.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get on to number 4. Captain America 4. Look, I don't hate Sam Wilson. He's just not my favorite. He's not my favorite Marvel character.
I like him. I like Anthony Mackie, but I mean, I'm not looking forward to it for a rather controversial reason. And that is
Though
I heard she was changed, but still don't feel comfortable watching it.
Yeah.
I understand. But though I am looking forward to seeing Red Hulk. It just
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, it just won't be enough. To get, I have low hopes for this.
Yeah,
along with the Thunderbolts.
All right.
Three. Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
Another Disney live action remake. What do we expect? And
At this
I bet
point,
none
I'd
of
give
us
up
will be
on
watching Mufasa either.
Yeah, in fact, I'm not watching Mufasa. Mufasa is one of the
I'm
reasons
not
I invented
either.
that I'm not watching that mentions.
Okay.
The only thing memorable about the Mufasa remake is that in the trailer, Kimba the White Lion is going to be in the movie.
and he's gonna rip this shit out of Mufasa.
Now, and of course, it will bring back then it will bring back the stupid debate of Lion King ripped off Kimba when no, it didn't. They're completely different. Like if you actually look at them side by side, they're different. Like there's this guy, went really in depth with how they are different.
YMS.
Oh no, it was actually Shinobi 03. Like he actually went into depth of how they were different. Like, and he pointed out like Hanja, the villain, the lion villain, he did not kill. He did not. Okay, I got a mistake. The villain lion did not kill the father, Kimba's father. And like he pointed out this other stuff of how they're very different. Like, oh, they're not like if you actually look at them side by side, oh, they're different.
Yeah. There was another creator by the name of YMS, aka Your Movie Sucks, that did a huge video about Kimba as well.
And I'm not a fan of saying like X movie ripped off this, like
I mean, it's hard that phrase too.
because like unless it actually has more merit into it, like because otherwise it would be like saying Book of Life ripped off. It would be like saying Coco ripped off Book of Life, and the two movies are very different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or that I'm.
So, anyway, where were we on the list?
All right, you were.
I finished up with Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
2, this might be controversial to some people. Minecraft.
Right.
I mean, I'm not really a fan of the games. I never played them. I
never played them either.
Though I just think it's just gonna suck. They just put a blue shirt on Jack Black and called it a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if they went to committed to full animated, that would have been cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now
It would've
it's
been
too
dope.
good to be true because I mean, look at the company who's distributing it.
Right.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Which every day that joke I made, every day I made about that joke. Let me find it. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see if I can.
Would you want David Zaslav to be chief executive of Nickelodeon?
No.
Oh,
Absolutely
no.
not.
Here,
Why not?
every day this meme I made, it only gets more relevant.
Even comparing him to the dark side?
Yep. This meme, the villain versus the real villain. Like, even
Exactly.
Darkseid wouldn't. Like, Darkseid is a saint compared to Zaslav.
Oof.
Exactly.
We all know what they did to the company that did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse back in August.
Right.
Yes.
Which, actually, like, hold on. I have another variant. Because, with the other variant, I did it by popular demand. Share screen.
Yeah, Avi R is a giant jackass.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't want to be
Yeah.
a part of the Avi Arad hate train, but when you look into things, yeah, he's a problem. If anything, I just wish he would retire. You're in your 70s and you're filthy, stinking rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, we hate Nickelodeon nowadays, but please leave Zaslav out of the David Sleazebag out of the company. He's
Mhm.
just
You
gonna
all
accept
remember
every show that-
what Sleazebag did to Sony Pictures Animation back in August?
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we
He's the
also
reason
we
why-
also know what we also know that David Zaslav has been destroying Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
And
At
Warner
this point, I'm
Animation
not gonna be
Group is the first major animation studio to produce an unreleased feature.
You know, I want to
Yeah.
smack him with a frying pan, like how Rapunzel does the Flynn Rider, but beat him but maybe
All right.
until some common sense coming to him.
Right.
Being the first major animation studio to produce an unreleased feature is like the only achievement that Warner Animation Group has ever made this decade.
So
And yeah, it's
congratulations,
pretty
Zaslav.
pretty
All right.
mean-spirited.
Is there an
Right.
investigation
All right.
on this guy?
All right.
Yeah. And now for Smoking Records lead number 1.
Snow White. This is Disney live action remake. It
had to be number 1.
Here's the thing. I want to like these remakes, but Disney finds a way to fuck them up.
Yeah, and they sailed my hope. Like I was constantly saying, Disney, why not remake Atlantis Lost Empire or The Black Cauldron or Treasure Planet? Nope. But actually, you know what? Don't remake those. Don't remake those. You'd mess it up. Like you'd probably whitewash Doc and Audrey. And yeah, I'm not going to even go further.
Yeah.
Hey, what if Disney made a live action remake of? What if Disney actually made a live action remake of No. What if Disney actually made a live action remake of The Rescuers Down Under, and Eli Roth directed it, and Avia Roth produced it?
Don't get them idea.
No,
But then again, I won't even be surprised.
How are you gonna remake like an animated film that has mountains and rats?
They're
don't
And
think
have
they're
the
gonna
same fucker that did Borderlands to do it, to collaborate with Disney on it.
And they're probably going to use the exact same quote unquote live action that they used in The Lion King 2019 to make the animals.
All right.
Yeah. What if
it's going to be shit.
Yeah,
And
not the
what
kind
if
that
Jeff
goes from the
actually
hood.
wait? What if Jeff? Yeah, what if Eli Roth directed it and Jeff? What if Eli Roth directed it and Avia Roth produced it?
That would be
Yeah,
awful.
That'd be awful.
Yeah, it's gonna be torn to shreds by pretty much everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now I think we dragged the least anticipated movies for a bit too long, so I think
Yeah,
we
let's
can
move
do...
on to most anticipated.
All right, good idea.
Let's include some 2024 ones because it's not over yet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Paddington 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I am
technically a
too.
2024 film, but you know,
All right, time for my list.
go
My
please.
list. All right, my list includes 3 movies that might have made the list if I didn't make this list back in early November. So that's a good thing. My honorable mentions are The Colors Within, Captain America: Brave New World,
Okay.
Fantastic Four: The First Steps, Dogman, Love Hurts, Hard Eyes, The Monkey, Elio, F1, Legend of Ochi, Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Tron Aerith, Sinners, Nobody 2, and Avatar: Fire and Ash. And then we'll get to the 3 films that would have made the list. But, I already made this list back in November. So it was already, and that list was already finalized. So the 3 films that would have made the list are Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Let me remember. Wicked Part 2.
Of course.
And finally, Wildwood by Travis Knight. And now for my top 10. My number 10. I know many people aren't going to agree with me on this, but the new animated Smurfs movie.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
But
because
you're looking forward to it.
it's less so I'm looking forward to it, and I have a bit more expectations for it because look, putting aside one bit of the casting I absolutely do not like, I do see a bit of potential in this film. I mean, I mean, you could take apart the new Nickelodeon series that got me back into this franchise, so at least I have a little bit of hope in that. And I just do at least hope it at least delivers a Smurf film that's actually satisfying for everybody, or at least for most people. Plus, I at least have some hope in this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe they might actually make a good movie that actually satisfies. My number 9 is Leigh Whannell's The Wolf Man.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's directed by Leigh Whannell, and he has yet to make a Myth movie. So I hope he delivers on his third film because I really liked his Invisible Man movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
saying I don't get why people didn't like it. Like maybe it's because of the domestic abuse thing, but I think it was handled more better than when Family Guy did it.
Right.
Yeah, my number 8 is Mickey 17 from the director of Bong Joon-ho, aka Parasite.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
Looking forward to that.
Plus, I hope we get a thought-provoking sci-fi masterpiece. Plus, it stars Robert Pattinson, and as we all know,
He's
after
the
Twilight,
Batman
we're not.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk shit about him.
Not
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Yeah, the shit. Okay, I'm not gonna go. And I already did it before.
All right, my number 7 is from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
Looking
While
forward
I'm
to
a
that
bit
one
let
too.
down, Well, I'm a bit let down that we're not having Chet Stahelski helm this one. I am still intrigued about a spin-off of one of John Wick's most well-known characters, and I do hope we expand a bit more on her, especially considering that it's Ana de Armas. So at least I have that hope. Especially after seeing No Time to Die.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 is the long-awaited sequel, called The Bad Guys 2, which we're
Yeah.
finally getting.
Yeah.
We're finally getting a true Bad Guys sequel, unlike that, and hopefully it can make those Netflix holiday specials obsolete.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something that I've noticed about DreamWorks. They're going to be cooking up something very good in 2025 because
Yeah.
before the Wild Robot, 2024 has not been a lucky year for DreamWorks.
Yeah. Kung Fu
No, I
Panda
have
4
not.
was underwhelming, and of course that film that doesn't exist.
Yeah. And finally, for the top 5, my number 5 is Paddington in Peru. I just hope we continue hope we continue the fun adventures with this lovable Peruvian bear with a taste for marmalade.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Goes
Yep.
somewhere.
My number 4 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Hopefully, this is the actual final installment to the franchise.
It
And
has
if it is,
good.
it's been a great 30 years with Ethan Hunt, with Tom
Mhm.
Cruise running around.
Yep.
We will miss you, Ethan Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie
Mm-hmm.
that we're
Yeah.
thankfully this film is finally getting released after
Mhm.
Zaslav shelved it. Thank you, Ketchup Entertainment, for saving this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hope that somebody like RLJE Films would pick up Fixed.
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully David Zaslav gets fired for what he did.
And blacklisted. 'cause
I
he
mean,
doesn't have
I
to
mean,
start working
I
for
think the
anyone.
reason why Zaslav let go of Fixed instead of killing it is the fact that they don't own the company that made it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah. Not only when David Zaslav gets fired, we should file a restraining order of him not to be allowed to be a manager of anything again.
Agree.
Yeah,
Ray McDonald.
exactly. I'm like I still hate what he basically did to Warner Brothers Cartoon and especially Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and making Max Mini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, my
Mhm.
number 2 is Zootopia 2. Disney, you better not screw this up like you did with Moana 2, or else we will have words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Disney the way that they made Moana 2 gives me vibes of what they did with Atlantis, Milo's Return, and Belle's Magical World, except at least those were not theatrical.
Yeah, they knew where their place at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Disney, do not screw up Zootopia or we will have words, and very mean words at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Mean words. The word that a certain someone likes to downplay for what they actually did.
Mean words about your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, and number one.
Number one is James Gunn's Superman.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
You know what? It's been over a decade since we
from
had
a
Superman film.
Yeah. Look, I'll admit, when I first heard the announcement of a reboot, I was admittedly not on board with it. To be honest.
Yeah, because with all the reboots, remakes, sequels, and like
no,
they just
because
ended
of what
one.
happened. Because we all know Warner Bros. Is not going to learn.
Yeah, but then James Gunn.
Yeah, with James Gunn, I just hope that we get a proper DCU universe because
Yeah.
Holy crap.
The bar is probably low at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
All right,
Now
I have a couple.
All right.
My number 5 is the. All right, my number 5 is James Gunn's Superman movie.
Okay.
My number 4, Dogman.
Nice.
Number 3. My number 3 is Zootopia 2.
Nice.
My number 2 is The Bad Guys 2.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And number 1 for me, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Nice.
Yeah. Something that I noticed right away about Dogman is that they're going to be doing a similar style as the Peanuts movie.
Trailers.
Which is fitting because the Captain Underpants movie also did a similar style as the Peanuts movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I'm sorting out mine. Mine's the top 5. I only need one more, and I thought I'd make it interesting by having something that we you didn't talk about. It's almost done. Just need one more. Oh, right. Okay. I figured out my top 5 most anticipated releases. Okay. Number 5 is Flowervale Street or something. I'm not sure if it's a dinosaur movie or not, but it has a lot of dinosaur imagery. So sign me up. Number 4, The Legend of Ochi. I'm a sucker for this movie looked like it was right up my alley. I mean, and it's A24, and it has Willem Dafoe. Number 3, speaking of Willem Dafoe, because you know how he's going to be in the Nosferatu remake.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, well, get this.
Cannot wait.
In 2000, there was this film, Shadow of the Vampire, that followed the making of the original Nosferatu, and it fed into the rumors of Max Schreck, the actor for Count Orlok, being a vampire, and they had Willem Dafoe playing Max Schreck. So now he's going to be in the remake 24 years later.
That's insane.
By the way, saying this right now to the Menace, I don't think that DreamWorks is going to be making a Captain Underpants 2 because of the fact that the original movie didn't do very good at the box office.
Right. Unfortunately.
It's a dark, dark time.
Okay. Number 3, Sinners. I've been noticing vampire media has been having a resurgence in popularity. Like we've been getting more vampire movies lately, which goes back to previously, and it has all the recipes for a good film. Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and it's directed by Ryan Coogler. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here.
And number 2, you may have not heard about it, but I'm counting it. It's a documentary about my favorite band of all time, Iron Maiden, and it will be to be celebrating their 50, their big anniversary of when they started. And which, by the way, big news for them. Their drummer, if you've been paying attention to Iron Maiden news, their drummer, he had to retire from live shows. He's still a part of the band, but no longer performing with them live. And I can understand that because he had a stroke a year or two ago. But I was glad to see them live, and I'm glad that he's retired. Like, I'm both sad and glad because, one, he's no longer to be performing live, but he's going to be, still with the band, and he's going to be spending more time with other projects and with his family, which good for him. And anyway, my number one most anticipated release. Okay, I should note this. It's not going to have Jurassic World Rebirth on here because I'm keeping my expectations in check. I plan to review all the Jurassic Park films, but I will explain why Dominion kind of blew it to mark the conclusion, but I'll save that for later. See, we have this other dinosaur film to look forward to, Primitive War. It is based off this book of the same name that I read, and it was pretty good. Like, if you want some R-rated dinosaur violence, go for the Primitive War. The book is brutal, like very brutal. Like, it's basically these Vietnam veterans. They go to this, it takes place during the Vietnam War. They go to this mysterious part of the jungle, like to investigate something. Mm-hmm. And this part, like, because of these Soviets made this time collider that brought the dinosaurs back. And now that it's a fight for survival. And I'm liking what I'm going with this film so far. Like, there were some images, and I'm liking like how the cast are people you've probably never heard of, like Ryan Kawatun, Trika Heffler, Nick Rushroy, and Jeremy Piven. I like that they're using unknown actors, giving it a sense, like, of something. It's making it unknown. Like, the book is brutal. Like, I can't say what happened to the villain, but like, I was just thankful they didn't go into detail because it would have gone into X-rated territory. Not like, that the dinosaurs did anything like that, but like what they happened. Like, I'm looking forward to Primitive War. Yeah, those are my anticipated releases.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'll go.
I thought I'd do something that, like, that you didn't talk about, like, make things interesting.
All right.
So, what are you looking forward to, Sean?
Okay, Sean.
I'm not going to do this in a countdown order, but I'll go ahead and go down the list and point out the ones that I'm looking forward to. So there's of course Dogman. I can't wait for that because they're going to be using a similar style as the Peanuts movie.
Mm-hmm. And plus, it looked awesome. Like it just like peak.
There's The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Finally, this movie is getting released. Thank you to the company that picked this movie up, and David Zaslav. If you keep all of this up, you're going to be blacklisted from the entertainment industry.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I think I heard that MGM tried to pick up Coyote versus Acme, but they told them no.
Oh God!
Like, even if the film is not good or anything, it's like not cool that they shelved it. Like, and it's not like like they shelved it for controversial reasons, like the film had problematic content, but like they're doing it just out of greed.
It was both Paramount and MGM that tried to buy the movie, and they both failed.
Yeah, I mean,
there's also Zootopia. Zootopia 2.
I'm cautious about that one.
I have little hopes for that one.
Yeah. Disney, you better not fluke this one up. There's also.
I might wait for it till it comes out on Disney Plus because, like, how, like, because I thought, what, as I wrote in my Moana 2 review, I'm being selective with what I see because, like, what I'm primarily interested in from them is X-Men 97. Please give us a Spider-Man 98 and future Pixar movies. I'm being limited with what I see from Disney.
There's also The Bad Guys 2.
Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
DreamWorks is going to be on a roll in 2025.
Yeah, which it will make up for their what happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's and that's really about it. And that's about it. I know that I really disliked the Plankton movie, and I'm unsure about what is going to happen with the search for SquarePants.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with SpongeBob at this point.
Yeah, like the recent seasons have been more hit or miss than actually bad, but I can't tell how season 14 is yet because I
Season
haven't watched
14,
any.
I thought it was going to be in the 20s or something.
Well, it's currently in season 15 at this point because season 14 is only going to be 13 episodes.
For me, a show should end like at one to 3 to 7 seasons, but like
Yeah.
when it goes past double digits, that's a sign that it should really end.
Well, some of the most beloved shows have ended at like 3 seasons. Like originally, SpongeBob was going to end at season 3, but there's also and some other shows that are beloved, like say Chowder, OKKO, and Amphibia, have all ended at season 3. And
another good example, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I actually thought I'm actually thinking I have ideas for my own stories, and I thought I'm good. I'm thinking of also good ending points because
Yeah.
actually I can say this thing with this. See, why I'm keeping my expectations with Jurassic World Dominion and with Jurassic World Rebirth in check is because I don't want to be disappointed again. But you see, Dominion messed things up because it could have at least ended things on a high note. Now with Rebirth, it's like a band going on a farewell tour only to come out of retirement, which isn't inherently bad because there are a few bands I can think of, like Judas Priest and Scorpions, who went on false farewell tours. But the reason I can give that as okay is because they have good new material and they're in good condition. And of course, Ozzy Osbourne, because he's a solo, but he had good material and he's a legend. But with every one of those acts that that they came out of retirement, there are bands that should have called it a day a long time ago, like Kiss and Motley Crue. Don't get me started on Motley Crue not calling a day when they should have called it a day a long time ago.
Like if a show goes past a certain point, there is a moment where they can lose steam. Like even shows that didn't go bad, like Regular Show, for example, there was a point where it was starting to get tired. Like we all know about that love triangle arc.
Oh, I hate love triangles.
Thank you a lot, Twilight.
Yeah, or here's I get exactly. Yeah. Gone. I mean, granted, they're another example of something being brought back. X-Men 97, because it made sense because there were plot lines in season 4 and in season 5 that were unresolved. Granted, season 4 was meant to be the original conclusion, but it was such a hit they brought it back for a 5th season. And my issue with season 5 was there were ideas they didn't fully commit. They brought Apocalypse back after he got defeated in the 4th season. And now with 97, they can have him, and he's going to be the big bad for X-Men 97 season 2, which, and of course, there were other plot lines, there were other unresolved plot lines, and it made sense. Which is why, when I saw people suggesting we should have a Justice League 07, Justice League Unlimited 07, when that was shut down, because the DCU, Justice League Unlimited ended at a good conclusion. The DCAU ended at a good conclusion. Plus, for me, the DCAU officially died when Kevin Conroy died.
Yeah. Agree.
like like the only like at this point you can if a show ends you can still go back and watch the shows all over again, you know, because if they're not getting another season you can you know, relive those moments. The only thing now that you're going to want from the shows themselves is complete series DVD releases, which does seem like an interesting topic to really talk about in a video or something.
Right.
Like there are tons of shows out there that never got a full series release that is hard to find nowadays because they don't air on television anymore.
Nice.
Or the
Actually, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I know I have it somewhere. Hold on. Let's see. No, not there. Hold on. There it is. Found it? There is this series. It was very obscure, but it gained a cult following. I give you. Oh, hold on. Stop cam. The Legend of Calamity Jane, a fictionalized version of the historical figure of the same name.
I've never seen that image in your Boondock Saints review.
Yeah, like when I used that as an example of like saying why there was no excuse for that scene.
Of course.
The 90s was when the girl power movement began. And this was an example. It was an interesting show. It had a female lead, but it had more of something that would appeal to male audiences. And I saw a few. I didn't see the full series on YouTube, but I saw a good chunk of it. Now I have access to the full series on Blu-ray, and I plan to watch it sometime.
yeah.
Oh, and here's a fun fact about that show: the voice actress for her. You remember Code Lyoko? Let me find it.
Yeah.
Calamity Jane. Legend of... Oh, hold on. I have this thing with... The voice actress for Calamity Jane. Let me see it. Behind the voice actors. And I would actually like to see the show get a revival, like an MA revival. Get this. The voice actress for her. Let's see who she voiced in Code Lyoko. I know she voiced a character, but I'm finding it. Okay. The voice actress for Jane, she voiced Ulrich Stern from Code Lyoko and did a bunch of the supporting voices, which I thought that's cool.
Yeah.
And of course, it has some other talented names, like it has Frank Welker, Tim Matheson, Robert Patrick as a guest star, and Clancy Brown.
Oh,
and it has
yeah.
it had Mae Whitman.
Money.
Yeah,
There's
it had Mae
Whitman.
Whitman, Mae Whitman, but when she was a child actress.
She was actually in an episode of Friends where Ross injured her before she went to space.
Right. And actually, you know how I mentioned Mae Whitman? It's all connected. I remembered something. See, you know Godzilla the series?
Of course.
You know that episode when Monique formed a bond with this girl named Meg?
Yes.
Mae Whitman voiced Meg. And it's all connected. Mae Whitman was in Independence Day. Godzilla the series is based off the reviled 98 film.
Of course.
That shared the same director. It's all connected.
But yeah, as I was saying, some shows that I would be interested in seeing get DVD releases sometime in the future would be Chowder, OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, Amphibia, Camp Lazlo, etc.
Yeah. Physical media is better than streaming.
Yeah. Oh, something.
Yep.
Plus, it's just cool. I see last year, I watched the Boondocks in its entirety on DVD, and it's Carl Jones's birthday, by the way. He replied to me when I wished him happy birthday, by the way, which on Instagram, which it was cool. Carl Jones, he voiced Magnificent. So, and the other voice is like the booty warrior. I want that booty. I like that. And I want. And anyway, I watched the series in its entirety on DVD, and it was cool because I got access to the banned episodes. Well, one of the episodes was banned recently. The
Preach.
episode that
Me
was banned
too.
was because people thought it was encouraging racism when no, it was making fun of racist people. Like because see, it was when Uncle Ruckus formed a bond with that racist country singer, and like it was making fun of people like the country singer because like he portrays accurately how people like him think and his audience thinks, and like that.
Yeah.
And anyway.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What was cool is also this: you got access to some deleted scenes. Like there was actually a deleted Halloween scene, it's the scene was funny, and it actually relates because see, in the scene, it was for a Halloween episode that never came to be. We had Robert shoo away some trick or treaters when he was out raking leaves, and then Uncle Ruckus came by in his pickup, and they both expressed their disdain for Halloween. Robert hated Halloween because it was his house. He was being pestered by trick or treaters. Uncle Ruckus hated Halloween because his house was getting vandalized. And then, so he made a scarecrow to strike back because Uncle Ruckus assumed it was black kids. As expected of Uncle Ruckus, it was a Klansman. To which Robert pointed out that there were no black kids in the neighborhood and that it was most likely white kids vandalizing his house. To which Uncle Ruckus came prepared. His next scarecrow was a cutout of O.J. Simpson with a knife.
Oh, yeah. Some other shows that I would like to see get a full series release would be Johnny Bravo. I don't care what a lot of people say. The show does not condone Johnny's actions in the show. It actually punishes him for it.
Right.
There's also
Exactly.
It's not just. Imagine if the episode was just him getting the girl at his crappy pickup lines. That would be a bad example for kids.
Yeah. There's also Invader Zim and My Life as a Teenage Robot because they gained a cult following over the years.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we know the alternative.
All right, Hasbin Hotel and Hello Box should also get physical media releases.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm thinking.
There's also the Amazing World of Gumball. Like, I understand that the show is getting a 7th season, but the original series is technically over.
Right. I'm thinking of series. What are series I'd like to see on DVD? Of course, there are a lot of stuff. Like, I'm limiting what I'm watching this year. Like, I wrote plans this year. Like, actually, hold on, I have the collection. I'm still working on it.
I kind of want to see Haley's on it. Get a release because that show just deserves better than this.
Yeah. And finally, there's also Wander Over Yonder.
Right. Oh, I'd like to see another show I'd like to see get a release, a physical media release. Have you ever heard of the show Motor City?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I heard of it.
It's super underrated. I watched it through iTunes. It's gained a cult following. It should get a physical media release. And here's what's like. It has everything you could ask for. An entertaining cast, Mark Hamill voicing the villain, and it has a reoccurring villain voiced by the singer of Twisted Sister, Dee Snider.
Oh, nice.
Duke of Detroit. And of course, he gets to sing, and Dee Snider voicing the Duke got to sing a bit. And Dee Snider, he's actually a really great voice actor, which doesn't surprise me because if you knew the history of Twisted Sister and how, you'd understand.
Yeah, the Menace. I support physical media too, and Wander Over Yonder is an amazing show.
So I agree. I actually remember.
I have a couple of shows that should get physical media releases. Lauren Foss, DC Superhero Girls, and Scooby Doo, and Guess Who.
Nice. Oh, you mentioned that. Don Master recently talked about Wander Over Yonder and Scooby-Doo Guess Who, when he was going over Weird Al voice roles.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Weird Al's cameo in Back at the Barnyard is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I don't care what anybody says about Back at the Barnyard. That show was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Hey, folks, viewer mail time again.
That's funny.
It's one of the best memes. Oh, aren't you interrupting the story at the most suspenseful part? The answer is yes. Yes, I am. Rest in peace to Pig's voice actor, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy who voiced Mr. Grouper from Bubble Guppies.
Mm-hmm.
I also and apparently he also voiced Bobby's father, Bobby's grandfather in Bobby's World.
Right.
Let's go fucking.
Oh,
All
actually, I actually on Instagram and Blue Sky, I shared a clip from that episode. Where Weird Al made a cameo in Back at the Barnyard, which his cameo in Back at the Barnyard is funny. Like, I'd like to think that's how he deals with home invaders.
Yeah. Oh,
You just messed with the wrong Grammy winner.
there's
What?
also
Go Records! Go Records! Hey, attack! Attack!
there's also his iconic appearance in MLPFIM.
Right. Which actually funny that you mentioned that because the ultimate reveal in Back at the Barnyard was he was a horse.
Oh, wow.
Which
Yep.
foreshadowing. And even if Weird Al wasn't a horse, I wouldn't be surprised if he hung out with barnyard animals.
Dragging a little. Yeah, all right. I think we're at 2 hours and 35 minutes. I think we dragged this out a bit too longer than we expected.
Right.
Right.
Plus, I'm
Yeah.
drained.
Yep. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
during Christmas.
Mhm.
Merry Christmas.
All right,
Merry
happy
Christmas.
holidays.
All right.
Happy
Happy holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. Take care.